It's one thing to dream, but something entirely different to make it a reality. Sometimes we have to take our heads out of the clouds and first focus on what lays in front of us.
With long-term visions of surfing and diving in tropical waters, Mitch and I decide that a potential move for this year is to sail down the Irish Sea and across to Spain. It'll be more than 1,000 nautical miles of passage making and feels like a big step up from the Scottish anchorage hopping, which is the limit of our experience so far. The prospect of crossing the Bay of Biscay, known for its sometimes challenging seas, feels like no easy task. When the autumn swells and winter storms arrive, it will be much harder to cross, so we need to hurry up and make some good progress south. We get out the maps, look at the weather patterns, and start to plot our Brexit strategy.
My whole world is changing so quickly in so many ways, and my sailing responsibilities are growing day by day. Like my first ever night watch. I'm by myself in the middle of the night with the job of keeping the boat and the crew safe as we sail towards Dublin. I'm trying to make sense of all the lights around me. There are fishing boats, cruise ships, tankers, and a whole Irish coastline full of lights to make it extra confusing. It's a big step out of my comfort zone, and it gives me goosebumps. Still full of desire for the adventure, I make a quick trip back to the Netherlands to move out of my apartment and commit myself to this new nomadic lifestyle on the boat.
We roll out the job list. It's time to get the boat better equipped for offshore sailing. Okay, now it's time to get out. We install a hydrovane, a system which allows us to hold course relative to the wind angle and provides a backup rudder solution should we need it. We wire AIS to the chart plotter, giving us the position, course, speed and name of surrounding ships. A satellite antenna connects to our new Iridium device. We can now make calls and SMS out at sea, as well as get updated weather models.
It's time to get moving again. We won't bore you with hours of sailing footage, so here is some of the highlights.
Finally a proper cup of tea. And then we crossed over to France.
All the boat jobs, the planning, the sailing, the work we had to do for income.
We really are at our limit. So to pick up the camera at this moment is the last thing on our minds, and we don't manage to film a single shot. Looking back at our crossing of Biscay, the moment that really sticks with me is the feeling before departure. We had prepared the boat and ourselves as best we could. We had studied the charts and watched the weather for weeks. but I'm not sure you ever feel 100% ready for something like this. We were standing at the edge of our biggest test yet. It was time to make that last leap of faith. People do much larger crossings all the time, but for us this was huge, something that seemed like an impossible dream just a couple of months prior. With bigger challenges to come, the idea of setting out into the uncertainty of the ocean with my love, my house, and my possessions will remain terrifying. But I think it's a healthy fear, and one that makes us feel alive.